All right.
We are back on Earth.
And we're back.
Back on Earth. Back in reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Man. Jeez, so long. So, like, eternal.
We were out there. We were out there for a minute. Welcome. Bienvenue.
Buongiorno, signore.
Velkommen.
Oh, benvenidos.
Hanjong.
Hanjong, it takes too long. Повитание.
Повитання. Hoi ying.
Добро пожаловать.
Maraban.
Selamat datang.
Angi etori.
Онги этари. Свагат.
Добре дошли.
Тавтай Марил.
Ciao mong.
Тери тулимаст.
Velkomst.
Хош келдинс.
Ke aloha mai. Yes. We are here. We're back.
Oh, welcome. And
We never left.
No, we never left. Don't love it.
We've been right here.
Oh my God.
Not right here, but we've been on Earth mostly.
Drink more, smoke less.
Yes. Actually, in January, I did it the opposite. I did smoke more, drink not at all.
Oh my God.
It's the
Sober John over.
It was the California sober, because
Sober John over.
I still smoke weed the whole time. Because,
Oh
a doctor told me to.
no. Oh no.
A doctor told me to smoke weed every day.
Doctor told me and I never said no.
Well, it was Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, Lil Dre. Oh man.
How have you been, my friend?
Amazing, incredible, fantastic, fabulous, magical,
great.
marvelous. Just a basic thing.
Basic human rights.
Basic human rights, yeah. So, hey, I hear myself so strange. Like, what's up?
This is, I believe, we can tell our listeners.
Yes.
This is our first indoor recording of this podcast.
All right.
Obviously, we have both been indoors before and have both recorded indoors before, but this is the first time we are recording the podcast indoors. And so we're still getting our levels tuned in so that we can get you tuned out as quick as possible. Terre tulemast.
Tere tulemast.
To all of you
All of you.
out there. We want you to feel so welcome on this amazing day. We want you to feel the love of the universe flowing through you, because you are like an electrical wire made of pure copper, like a perfect conductor of love. Love is over there, and other stuff is over there, and you are in the middle, and the love is passing through you to over there, wherever, everywhere, to omni places on multi levels. The love passes through you like a blessing. You are like a network of love, passing it to everywhere that the love needs to be in the universe. Just imagine that. That can be your visualization as we go into the next song. Our next song is called
Every day.
Love Network.
Ooh. Well, I forgot. The first thing we gotta do is harmonize first, because that's where it all starts. So we get in
course.
tune with each other
Of
before we
course.
sing.
Get
We just
in
get on the tune right away.
tune, get into
Right away, right away,
oh.
right away, right away. I came with the incredible idea yesterday about the Getting Laid podcast.
Getting laid? Whoa.
It was when you lay
I have
down.
a girlfriend, my friend.
You lay down on the ground and you just podcasting. Like
Laid out on the ground, podcasting.
Getting laid podcast.
You get laid with by your own podcast?
yeah, you're just laying
That's
on,
wild.
on podcasting. Same time.
We're stepping into levels of podcasting
Deep waters.
hubris that have never been.
Hubris, Vilnius. You know, what do you think about the children that
They're all right. Children are all right.
children, right? Yeah. What do you think about children that at age of 5 years old, they practically 90% geniuses, all of them. But when they get to the 15 years old, it's only 50% of geniuses.
Yeah.
And when you get to the 25,
Yeah,
it's
man.
totally like 5% maybe
Well,
left.
I think it's pretty obvious what's going on there. They get indoctrinated by society. Indoctrinated by society.
By society.
They get told to think in certain ways, in certain patterns, which are useful for society, or useful for their parents, or useful for whatever, an employer perhaps, like their school. There's all these other people that are like, think about the world this way, do life this way. And they start to listen to it, and it makes you stupider. Instead of just 100%, like a baby is like 100% processing reality, like for the first time, like what are shapes? What are sounds, Like they just like completely have to figure everything out from scratch because they just arrived into this consciousness. And, well, they didn't, because the baby is even consciousness in the womb before it is born,
Makes me think about Mowgli. Like if
Mowgli.
he's never been indoctrinated.
Mowgli,
He's probably like 100% genius by the age of 25.
For our listeners at home, Mowgli is the child of the jungle, a human child raised in the jungle.
So he's never been indoctrinated with anything.
From the story of Rudyard Kipling.
Never, he was indoctrinated.
Mowgli, the son of the tree.
Teacher, leave the children alone. Teacher, leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone, teacher. They are 90% geniuses.
Network of Love. That was it. That was Network of Love. That's our new song.
Nice. Hey, I may come up with the song for the sun, song of gratitude too. We definitely gotta try that. I don't know. Other one, that's this one. Too late.
Tere Tulamast.
Tere Tulimast, Vancouver.
Bueno.
Tell me, do you have any ideas about age when you was 13 years old? If anything important happened to you when you was in this age?
When I was 13 years old, you want me to recount a story?
Yeah, like
that is
20 words maybe?
That was important to me when I was 20. 20 words? That's not a story. That's
Okay. What is a sketch?
Yeah.
Every is a song.
Something
be a
that happened to
song.
me important when I was 13 years old.
You know, they have these rituals in different cultures when a boy 13 years old becomes
Yeah.
like
A man.
become a man and gets like through challenges, some kind of tests. And in different cultures, it's manifested differently, but you know what I mean. So, did you ever have any of these experiences?
No, I never became a man.
It's easy to,
Oh, Scheißkopf.
Scheißkopf.
Yeah, let's see. When I was right before I turned 13, I moved to America. So It's kind of like a important, meaningful time in my life anyway. When I was like 12 and a half or something, I moved to America. So that was an important thing that happened, I guess, when I was 13. I experienced the Los Angeles public school system.
Welcome. Willkommen.
It didn't feel like welcome. You know, they paint the classrooms in the Los Angeles school system. They paint them the same color as the prison.
Oh, so it's convenient.
It's convenient, yeah.
So you can switch between prison and
So
school.
you can go quickly. So quickly you can go between prison and school. Exactly.
There was prison, now it's school.
Maximum efficiency. Actually, no. The real reason I think is even weirder because someone in the 1960s or something like that, they did like some color theory study, and this like kind of grayish pink color.
Hopeless.
It's actually leads to the least amount of aggression in people. It's like very like pacifying. It's like a color that's pacifying. So that's why they paint the jails that color, and that's why they paint the schools that color
Pink
as well.
and gray. Wow.
It's like this. It's like a pink, beige, pink kind of gray color. Very unstimulating. It's not yellow. It's not red. It's not bright green.
I personally think everything gray is very unstimulating.
Yeah,
So
well,
if
that's
you
what
add
they,
gray to anything. It's
so
going to be very unstimulating.
it's like if gray and beige and the color pink had a baby.
Oh.
It's terrible, you know. So they took like the worst of all worlds and put it together in this color, and that's what they painted the schools in the Los Angeles public school system.
I see.
It's fun.
From all this beautiful lush and greenery of England, you came to grayish, pinkish LA environment, and
Yeah.
very depressive probably.
No,
hopeless.
but then at the same time, that was the first. You know, it's the first time I see like an orange tree growing. You know, where you're like, what? I didn't know they just grew like that. That's crazy. You know, obviously I knew they grew on a tree somewhere, but you think like, oh my God, it's like a tropical fruit coming from you.
You are
know.
very urban. You are very urban baby.
No, not so
You
much
never see
urban.
the tree.
They don't have that in Northern Europe. You know.
Makes sense, yeah. Not even in like places where you go for like museum with flowers and stuff. They don't have oranges there.
Maybe if you go to like a
How they call this?
botanical garden.
Botanical garden. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe, but
think
I'd never seen one.
Huh.
But yes, you would have to grow it in a greenhouse. Like they can't grow like lemons and oranges and stuff. And then in LA, you're just walking around and you just see them just growing. They're on the floor. You come home like and give my mom a lemon. Like, look, I found a lemon. You know, it was on the floor.
Dude, I have this experience in Sacramento, eating oranges right from the tree. It's so nice.
They're so like fresh and juicy when you pick it right off the
Fresh
tree.
and juicy.
You know, an orange is one of the only fruits out there. It doesn't get more ripe after you pick it. It only ripens on the tree. So when you pick the orange, that's actually when it's going to be like the sweetest, freshest. If you let it get all the way ripe on the tree and then you pick it off and eat it right
What
away.
if you pick them up when they fall? The moment when they ripe.
Yeah, that's basically what you're trying to do is to pick it right before it falls, like naturally. But all the ripening happens on the tree, and it's not like other apples or something.
Yeah.
They pick them when they're underripe,
Leave
and
them
then
on the window. Yeah.
they ship them. You can eat an apple like 2 months later, and it's actually sweeter because the sugars have, some enzyme like made the sugars more sweet, something like that.
I love mandarins and oranges, but later in life I came across such experience when I drink like whole bottle of mandarin juice,
Yeah.
and my hands got all this spasmatic, like can't really do anything with my hands.
No shit.
It told me that the amount of sugar in the juice and the way it interacts with your insulin, if you just take it in the pure form of juice, it will destroy you like completely. Oh look,
It is an
What's
insane
going
amount of
on?
sugar, and you're taking it
No?
without any of the fiber, the dietary fiber.
Exactly, yeah. But when I
inulin.
drink orange juice, I don't have that. But tangerine and mandarin, look,
Even more sweet.
the,
yeah.
the type of sugar there, it's so potent, they're so strong, like
Interesting.
completely like overwhelming. So, but I love tangerines. Don't get me
Tangerine,
wrong.
I love the tangerine juice, man. I gotta tell you, I am on the tangerine juice.
Never drink it on the empty stomach.
You know, I used to drink it on an empty stomach all the time. Like every morning almost. I used to drink that stuff. It's like straight to the stomach, man. And it was not good. It was, I think, it was not a healthy time in my life. But you know what it's good with? The kombucha. When the kombucha is like extra dry and vinegary, then you do 50-50 the tangerine juice and the ginger kombucha.
I still suggest you not
good.
drink it on empty stomach.
Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, my favorite word.
Obviously.
I think it's my favorite word of you, number 5.
Favorite number 5? So it's
Yeah.
not your favorite, it's your number 5 word.
From 5 favorites, it's number 5.
If you have a list of 5 of my favorite words?
Yeah.
Well,
Favorite.
honestly, obviously, you know.
Honestly, obviously, like, I know. I mean, you know.
You know.
And what was the other one? The grande finale?
Pimp Mobile.
No.
I say it too often.
No. Another one. The last one is right.
And
Что то делаешь?
Что-то делаешь? Wow.
I say it all the time. It's like my catchphrase now. Что ты делаешь?
Andale.
Andale. Actually, andale is my catchphrase
Yeah, I love
recently.
it, by the way.
It's good
Sounds
though.
very cool.
I think it works. Andale. Let's.
Vamos like vamos.
Vamos.
Andale.
We got places to be.
Yeah. Dude, today, yeah, great idea. Bottom background,
Let's play some.
but very, very quiet.
Whoa. We're picking up some alien transmission from the galaxy. With the name of.
Let's talk about that, man.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. So I can't remember if I had learned this the last time we did the podcast, but recently I learned about pesticide use in the California cannabis industry. So
I know a little bit about that.
yeah, and basically the long and the short of the story is they are using a lot of pesticides in the cannabis industry. They are using an unregulated amount of pesticides because the weed is worth a lot of money.
Unregulated. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Unregulated.
Well, the real wah-wah is that the state of California does regulate these things. There's 66 chemicals that are supposed to be tested for every weed that goes on the shelf in a dispensary.
I have 66 regulations, and you are not of them. Not one of them. 66 problems.
And so they know that there could be harmful things in the weed, right? They know this.
Harmful things in anything.
And it's a substance people are putting in their bodies, so of course this could be like negative to their health. So the state of California knows this, and when they legalized cannabis, they said, okay, we're going to make sure that we don't just let people, crazy, put whatever you want in, spray it with some poisonous chemicals, asbestos, whatever, lead. They knew that this was going to be a problem, or that it could be a problem. So they made these laws. Okay, we're going to regulate these certain chemicals. We're going to make sure that they're not in there. Well, guess what? This lady, that reporter from the LA Times, she started looking into it. Like, okay, well, then how often do they find these, like, different chemicals, fungus, pesticides, mold, whatever? How often do they find them? She started to realize, like, after asking the regulatory agencies, wait, they're not doing their job. They're not even checking. They don't know how much is in there. So then she decided, I'm going to go buy weed and buy vape cartridges and dabs and things like that, buy them from the dispensaries, and then she got them tested independently.
You can test
with her money.
the cartridge for the mold. How?
They
liquid?
They take the liquid out. They put it in a mass spectrometer.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's like
And then you see magic color of the malt.
they shoot lasers at it basically, and then they see what frequency of light comes off, and they can, you know, tell, oh, in this range, you know, it's these chemicals, and this one, and there's different other methods
But
as well.
it's such a refined product, like it's hard to imagine how they can detect the malt in the
Guess what? It's
cabbage.
refined. It gets purified and concentrated. It also concentrates the pesticides.
Ah, okay.
So actually, you're even smoking so about a year ago, I decided, I'm going to do something better for my health. I'm going to vape more rather than smoking the whole plant or tobacco, because I wanted it to be better for my health.
Or grow your own, yeah.
Right. Well, I didn't have a place to grow my own. I didn't have a garden. And living in an apartment with no garden, and so
Gardenless.
I thought, oh, I'm just going to vape. I'm going to use the cartridges more. But then it turns out the cartridges have like concentrated pesticides inside. So, yeah, basically the California cannabis industry, they looked at it like, oh, this is a way for the state to make money. This is like a money train, you know? And they didn't look at it like, oh, this is a public health thing. We need to make sure that the cannabis being produced is healthy, that people can put it in their body and not be giving neurotoxic chemicals, cancerous.
Yeah, because
you
it
know.
doesn't go through the FDA like regular pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Because this is like a gray area business industry. They don't go
Exactly.
not under FDA like regulations. So they don't go such a hard testing like pills go through.
Yeah, and not even like food. So, you know, whatever, corn or strawberries or something, they use pesticides on them as well.
Oh my god!
Right?
Especially strawberries.
But guess what? Yeah, there's tons on actually celery is one of the worst, they say, for pesticides. And so they use all of
I hope
this.
they never gonna make a hybrid of celery and strawberry.
Oh,
Celery strawberries.
Salabry?
Celebrity. Ooh. What are you doing? I'm in my celebrity.
Strawbellery?
Strawbellery. Sounds like strawbellarus.
Strawbellarus.
Strawbellarus, Vanessa, I like
Where
it.
are you from, brother?
She like it.
I am from Strawbellarus.
Strawbellarus.
Celeberry Slava.
Celebrity slava signore.
Brati celery.
Oh, celera strawberry. Celera strawberry.
We haven't even said hello to people.
Yeah, let's say hello.
You found the other one.
Yeah, I found the other one, man. I found everything.
Amazing. You
It was
found
the
yourself.
most productive week of my life.
Wow, no way. Okay, I want to talk about that as soon as we say welcome to all of our guests.
All right, so I'm thinking about the Ongi Edori.
I'm thinking about Han Young.
I'm saying Basque in Japanese style. Ongi Edori.
You always do.
I'm gonna say everything
the
in Japanese style.
Japano-Basque.
Okay, so Japan and Basque. You know, Basque is
Japano-Basque.
Georgian people. You know that.
Basque or Georgians?
They're from Georgia.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's why they're
Bro.
so strange.
Okay, we have to talk about that
Yeah,
now.
okay.
How do you know that the Basque are from
Because
Georgia?
they found the haplogroup that goes from Georgia to Basque.
So you're saying based on DNA
Yeah.
haplogroup,
Yeah,
genetic.
but based on Y chromosome of the man, they like trace it back to Georgia. So that's why they're so different from
Interesting.
Spanish people.
Oh, they're
and they always
completely
fight with all this Madrid, the unification in 1500s.
No, they're
Because of that.
winning. They're
They
winning.
was just traveling like Georgian people that stay there. It's like it's hilarious.
Yeah,
man.
everyone
Um,
around them is speaking Spanish and Portuguese and French, and they're like,
Yeah, and
Nope.
they're so different. And
No,
the way
completely different.
the costumes, the styles and
Yeah,
folk,
yeah.
it's all very similar to Georgian. I'm surprised they didn't take the language writing.
they're
The
alone.
way it's a Georgian writing, beautiful
Well,
style.
because this haplogroup probably was diverted
Yeah, a few
in
times.
like Neolithic times. Like really like many thousands of years ago, 10,000 years ago, something or more, right? Because it's Proto-Indo-European descendant, they believe, the Basque language is Proto-Indo-European descendant, but
Georgian is very old language, you know.
the
that.
Georgian is extremely old
So I
language.
will argue who's older, Georgian whatever was predecessor for like Latin. Let's say Latin or Georgian. Who's older?
Oh, Georgian is older than Latin. I believe that. I
So
believe
it's
that.
definitely not Indo-European language then.
No, that's Indo-European. I said
European.
Proto
Goes from Latin.
Proto.
Yeah.
No. There are European languages that are not Latin descended. So all of the Germanic languages
Yeah.
and Slavic languages they're also Indo-European languages, but they're not Romance languages. They're not the same. So the Romance ones that come from Latin are French, Spanish, Romanian.
English.
Everyone, no, not well. English halfway.
Yeah,
English
yeah.
because it's
it
half
was changed
French.
a lot in 14th century.
Well, it's
Shakespeare.
half from French.
70%.
That's Latin derived, but it's not considered a Romance language because the other half is from German side, and the German side is not a Romance language. So German, all the Scandinavian languages, Estonian, Russian,
Finno-Ugric group,
Serbian,
yeah,
all
Celtic.
of these. The Celtic languages, so like the Brythonic languages, like Irish and Welsh and stuff like that, Manx. Those are all Indo-European descended languages, but they're not from Latin. They, in fact, are older than Latin, all of those languages.
Yeah, I'm surprised to find out that Russian and old Sanskrit is 70% match in words. That's
Yeah,
what's
there's
crazy.
some very interesting stuff.
So how all this migration was. They say in Indian old manuscripts and Chinese too, medicine books, the big medicine
You know
books
what
from
else they
China.
say in
They
India?
say it came from the north.
You know
and
what
they-
else they say? They
Yeah.
say swagat.
Swagat. Whoa, I saw. That's Hindi.
They
What
say-
about Selamat Datang? I'm glad you cover all this Basque like team so.
Yeah.
Deeply,
It's
thank you,
close
yeah.
to my heart, man. Maybe
You
we
spent
were.
like literally 5 words on that, and then you went to.
I'm like,
told
oh
a
shit!
good story.
100% Basque. Let's
Okay,
go.
bienvenue.
Bienvenue, indeed. Ooh, that's controversial to say after Basque.
Bienvenue.
Bienvenidos.
And your mama is beautiful.
Beautiful mothers around the world. Velkomst. Powitanie.
Beautiful mother.
Ashimase.
Tore tulimast.
Vitejte.
Hoş geldiniz.
Hoş geldiniz.
Hoş geldiniz.
Terre tulamaz.
Добре пожаловать.
Merhaban.
Dobre došli. Such a dobre. I'm loving it.
Ciao, Mang.
Oh, Taftai Maril. Dude, I know what dobre došli means.
And K. Aloha.
My Ru welkomst.
I did that one. You have to take the reverb.
I know. Anyway, we made it. Back.
We
Got so
made
distracted.
it. We got distracted by
Thank
the
you for that.
Basque language.
Thank you, we made Mamma mia.
Mamma mia,
Mamma mia.
descended from Romance language.
Language.
You know, Japanese
It's so
is
adaptive.
also like
the language adapts to the
Yeah.
territory too.
Oh,
for,
so
for
fast.
environment.
so fast.
So every isolated group of humans that being together like for 50 years or 100 years, they're gonna have their own completely own dialect and language.
yeah, absolutely.
So
Even
the language
quicker,
itself have
honestly,
a
quicker than that.
evolutionary kind of quality. So language is like alive, basically. I'm wondering
Oh
about
yes. Language is like a superorganism
super organism.
because it's like has all of the characteristics. Has all the characteristics of a living organism, right? Like it reproduces. There's like other adaptive qualities. It reacts to the stimuli
It
from
reflects
outside.
the-
It reflects the environment
Makes me
around
think
it.
of simulation for some reason. It's will be perfect tool for simulation. You know, I heard about the story about AI maybe a week ago. They were trying to give AI childhood. So in order to create general intelligence, you need a childhood experience.
Interesting.
So and that's what the scientists try to do
So
lately.
how do they simulate a childhood for an AI?
It's based on language. That's why it's so interesting. The way they learn, like recorded how the babies sounds, infants.
So they try to give AI
Childhood. Yeah.
baby training data to
Yes,
learn from.
exactly. So they recorded. I understand. Like for 20 years, they recorded a bunch of babies with a camera, or one baby with a camera, and based on that, they feed it to the machine that don't have any experience about anything, so it doesn't have any data,
Yeah.
and let it to analyze and make a mapping. So that's what. Remember we talked about baby development before. The way the baby grow and understands the world is called mapping. So it gives the labels to the structures and find the relativity between them. Mapping. That's the word I was talking about last time.
Mapping.
And it looks like the mapping is very important in general intelligence. So that was my point. That's it. Okay.
They believe that giving like the baby experience to an AI will help it to have a more
General intelligence.
closer to
Like become a human,
a
basically.
generalized artificial intelligence. Yeah, well, the same sort of intelligence, meta intelligence that humans
Yeah,
use for problem solving.
yeah.
It's going to be, I think they're going to need to do a little more than just give it baby data.
Yeah, baby data. So what do you think about geomancy, bro? I wanna talk with you one
Geomancy is a
time.
much more interesting topic than
Yeah, let's talk about geomancy and
generalized
feng shui.
artificial
Feng shui and
intelligence. I think we've talked that
geomancy.
one to death. Geomancy and feng shui. So
Do you use geomancy in your world?
I
practice?
use feng shui in my own life.
Okay. Do you know feng shui is directly
And
based on
this is
geomancy?
basically it's local
Yeah.
geomancy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
geomancy on the local or the micro scale,
Yeah,
right?
for the farmers
And
market.
then you've got geomancy on the larger scale, which is like Stonehenge and
Yeah.
dolmens
Just
and
directions,
things like that.
basic stuff. Yeah, directions
Yeah,
where you.
pyramids. No, but I'm talking about like these are all hardcore geomancy projects. Stonehenge.
No, but I'm talking about
the
geomancy
Avebury
as a way
rings.
of living, not building, but like.
Okay.
Are you using it in your life?
Well, I'm
geomancy?
telling for our listeners at home, the different
hey,
types.
yeah. Sorry.
Well, because sort of what I'm
Yeah,
building
yeah.
up to is actually we're all using geomancy, whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, because we use the world around us.
But question is
And-
consciously or
So
subconsciously?
exactly, that is the question. You always get there quicker than I can. So, yes, I'm using it in my own life.
For example, which direction you sleep?
Yeah, this one I'm trying to sleep with my head towards my head is towards the
Can you put music?
west.
Can you
I'm
press something
spinning it
there?
around
I'm
in
like, oh
my
my
head.
God.
I'm like,
I got so deep.
yeah. Well, no, you get it's just a little loading bar in my brain. Like
Load and burn.
my head is to the north.
Yes.
We got there eventually.
So my question to you is, why did you choose the north?
Actually, my girlfriend did.
Okay, so why was the reason of north?
Because she is a geomanstress.
Yeah, but there is a reason for that, or like,
She
or it's just
she
tradition?
believes from like a feng shui kind of perspective, and then a lot of the other things in our house are also based on this same kind of like feng shui understanding or situation.
Yeah, but did you ever try to like find out which direction for you it's more beneficial to look like or like? Do you know Geomancy app, for example, like or?
A
Like,
geomancy app? No.
yeah, they
but
made
I've
long
got
time ago. They made like a Geomancy app that shows you best direction for you, like where to look. You can go around with your phone and see like what's happening where.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude. It's
How does
like
it work?
It's just based on the gyroscope. and that's how you call it, gyroscope, gyroscope,
Yeah, gyroscope. yeah.
gyroscope, yeah. And it just looks which way you turn, and based on your date of birth, you have beneficial directions to look for specific reasons,
Okay, so also
or not beneficial.
so your astrology is coming into it as well. Your astrological chart, like when you were born, where you were born.
Yeah, it's like it matters because
Yeah.
we live in cycles and they're all repetitive. So it's like mathematical, repetitive kind of Joy-tish astrology kind of mapping. Yeah, but if you should know your like kind of chart, not chart, but just it tells you right away which direction to look, gives you all direction map, like which direction is more beneficial for you, for what reason. Let's say for relationships, for me always too good to look in northwest, southwest for inspiration, and
Interesting.
west for health.
Wow.
That's why I see it like this. You see, west is there, always.
That's
So-
what I was. That's what was messing me up, by the way, because of course we're near a coast, which is known to be the west coast, but for many of us, because of the topography,
south
it's
is
actually
there.
the south coast.
Yes.
And then if we drive just 15 minutes away, actually you can even be on a north coast.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
You're
This
like-
Monterey
like-
Bay is like magical.
Yeah, exactly, because the lay of the bay loops around.
In this sense, yeah.
But okay, amazing. Well,
So anyway, my point
geomancy is
I was
incredible.
asking you, yeah. So,
so you're using it in this
I'm
way.
using it so
Cardinal directions
direction matters.
that are linked to the way you're facing, and then like what you're going to
So
achieve.
imagine you're saying you're sleeping with your head towards north. Okay, so imagine you on the earth, right?
Yeah.
It's moving this way, so our sun goes this way, and if your head pointed north, it means energy goes from your left to your right, all right, when you sleep. So it's like, but if you sleep with your head towards east
I'm thinking.
while you're moving,
Yeah.
then your energy comes, fresh energy comes from head and goes to the toes. Okay, it's a different kind of sleep.
Head to east because the sun is rising in the east.
Yeah, so you're moving towards the sun with the earth, and it's a totally different story than if you going sideways, sleep sideways, and
What if
energy goes from this way.
what if you sleep with your feet towards the rising sun?
I don't know. I never tried. It's probably feels totally uncomfortable for you. So if you we get you in a place like island or a building, and you know which direction is which, I will assume that you're gonna put your bed in the most natural for you direction if you don't know.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we need to do testing. We need to get groups of people
So what was the point? So I'm wondering
and
if
put them in a
you-
room with no windows
Yeah.
and give them all the same bedding materials.
You know, they did this experiment like 50 years ago. They put people in a completely radiated, like shielded room.
And this
Not
is
radiated,
This is in
shielded.
the time like lead all around.
Yeah,
them.
so that's a different experiment. No, let's talk about wait, you're getting like me off there. So they put in a person. If you put basically, that's the concept. If you put the human in a room where there's no light from outside and you don't know what time it is,
Yeah.
your body switch into the 36-12 like situation hours. 36 hours you're gonna be awake, and 12 you're gonna sleep. That's what was my point.
What, really?
Yeah, that's the natural rhythm of humans. That's how it was like old school before.
Because I've heard the other one is where people go into micro days, where you're awake for 8 hours and then you sleep for 4 hours, and then you're awake for 8 hours, then you
Oh,
sleep
really?
for 4 hours. Yeah, in space this happens.
That's space. That's a totally different
Of
story.
course, I know it's a different story. Everything's
Oh
a
my
different
God.
story, but this is also like a thing where
serious. So
you
wait.
don't have the circadian rhythm anymore because you're not on Earth, where it doesn't take 24 hours to rotate.
Yeah.
All of this, so everything gets totally messed up.
You get rotated 2 hours. Your day is 2 hours long.
Yeah, exactly. This is like no longer meaningful because you could have.
Oh shit! Oh morning!
Yeah,
Oh evening! Oh
yeah,
lunch!
exactly.
2 hours
you
gone.
you could have like a 2-hour-long conversation like we are having right now, and that's the entire day. So it's
Yeah, how fast they go around the planet? I think it's hour and a half or 2 hours, right?
there's different
Just a station, like
different levels of
This
orbit.
Mir station was going like what's
yeah,
the
but
regular?
it's super
Probably 2 hours or something.
yeah, it's something like that. I
Yeah,
can't
but it's
remember,
hilarious.
but,
You know, these days 2 hours.
maybe like 3
whoa.
hours or something. I can't remember, like to orbit the entire thing. But yeah, anyway. But then the thing is also turning all the time. So you have no sunrise, sunset. Like it's not.
So your body switches automatically to 3612.
Well, no. So actually, if a lot of
But
them,
you saying on
if-
the orbit it's 8 and 4.
they do, instead of going to 36-hour day with 12-hour sleep, they're going to smaller 8-hour awake, 4 hours
On the orbit.
sleeping, and that makes 12 hours. And so each day is actually 12 hours.
So you have I see.
12 hours. So you have like 2 full cycles of sleeping and awake.
So in our day you have 2 days basically.
Yeah, in one, if you think about it, cycle of awake
Yeah.
and sleep.
Yeah.
We
So
have
it's a 2
one
Earth
for
days.
2 space day.
Oh wow! So in between us, how many? 400 kilometers?
It depends how far out they are.
Like
but
usually
yeah,
some like 400 something.
something like that.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
not,
like 300,000 miles.
I'm
No,
not
300
very well
miles.
versed.
And then such a big difference. It's like twice. So you can calculate where it's gonna be like 1.5 day, when it's gonna be like 1 day.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's based on the how far you're from the Earth.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I think maybe they even have days that are different from each other, though, because of people being on different shifts. You know, some people are like awake and
It's
they're
like 4
doing
days
stuff.
in 1 day. Yeah.
So like everyone can be on a different day. Like, is it Monday, Tuesday? Like we don't. It wouldn't become a meaningful concept anymore.
I learned a long time ago, if you shift your activities during the day often, you can actually extend your day like indefinitely. Like, let's say if you work 10 hours and every hour you make a different activity, you feel like you live like 3 days instead of 1.
Yeah.
If you do one activity for 10 hours, you're gonna feel like you live like 6 hours. Time compacts differently,
Yeah,
especially when they're
time
in
compression.
they have
yeah.
an old saying that where the love is, the time flies. So that's probably have some connection to it too.
Yeah, or time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah,
right?
so this is the same. Your interest level is high, serotonin very high, dopamine and stuff. It's like
Well, and you're very like, for
Moves you.
example, I know like going to a music festival and you just have fun for the whole weekend or for like 4 days or something. You get there and it's like, boop, it's over. You know, because you're just having a blast, having a great time.
I don't think that's why it's over, man. You're saying that when you feel joy, time compacts super fast.
I think that
That's exactly we're
yeah,
saying the same thing.
yeah,
Time
like
flies where the love is.
love,
Joy.
and also just friendship and having good times. Like
So time flies where high vibes are.
do you remember? I don't know how it was like when you were growing up, but the summertime
Yeah.
in the U.S., the summertime we get like, or the kids used to get quite a long break
Yeah.
from school.
3
like
months.
3
huh?
months. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, exactly. So, some of those. This is also where like experience of time becomes paradoxical, right? It's like 2 things at the same time, because some of those summer times, they have felt like a whole year. Those 3 months, because we were little kids,
Because you did a lot of different
And we did
activities.
many
yes, that's what I mean.
and so it feels like those 3 months were like 6 months or 9 months or something like that, right?
Like a mini life.
A mini lifetime, yes. But then at the same time, when I think back, it like flew by. And in fact, you know, this is like an artifact of memory, I think, or like an aspect of memory. When I think back to those summer times of my youth, they flew by like super fast. It's like way in the past now, right? And how can it be that they seemed? I remember that they seemed to last like they take up more of my memory than a whole year of my adult life. You know what I mean? Just like one summertime when I was young. And I think it's because back then when I was young, that summertime was a much greater percentage of my lifespan. of my lifetime. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's also because you was more connected with elements, number one, and you were young. You have high hormonal levels, and memory is controlled by interest. So the more excited and interested you are in something, the better you're gonna remember that. And that mechanism is controlled by your hormones, which is high in this age. That's why.
Interesting.
That was a deep, like, philosophical thought about memory. So basically,
The
you
hormonal
memorize better.
underpinnings of emotional experience.
The message, final message, what I'm crystallizing from that is the more excited you are about something, the better you're going to remember that. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah, very simple mechanism.
I think that kind of checks out in terms of a lot of other memories as well, right? Like, when people are remembering like their first kiss or the birth of their child or
high spike of dopamine and oxytocin.
Oxytocin, exactly, and just, all of these other amazing...
I'm still interested in the chemical formula of the inspiration. That's what interests me.
Chemical formula of inspiration.
That will
Well,
be the best
my friend-
drug for depressed people.
I think... that's a great name for a song. The chemical formula of inspiration.
Chemical formula.
Do you want to...
We have singers coming in a few minutes.
Yeah, well then we need to like at least warm up a little bit. Why don't we do some music?
Sure.
All right.
Let's try. Oh my God. Yeah, let's talk about Tao, man. Tao and Buddhism and differences between the. You told me a long time ago that you're a Buddhist, or you said you was Tao guy, and then you become Buddhist based on your free choice or your evolution, spiritual evolution. So I'm wondering what make you become Buddhist from when you was in Tao already. With Buddhism kind of.
Well, I still have a big respect for Taoism and for the Tao.
But Tao wasn't
And-
enough for you. That's
well,
what
I
I'm saying.
think ultimately these things are all getting at the same. It's like when you start to talk about like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, like they're all getting at the same thing.
Yeah.
There's different ways of trying to explain the truth.
Yeah, I know.
The
But
nature of
some
God.
religions they'll say that a God is there, and some religions say there is none. Like Buddhism is more like a philosophy movement that doesn't have a God and creator or Big Bang or anything like that. So it's a very ego-centered philosophy based on your experience in this, let's say, simulation. So it's very like personified, ego-based, mind-inverted. That denies the creator or creating of creation. That's what I mean. Why
Well,
did you
I would-
got attracted to that?
First of all, I would say Buddhism is not ego-based. It's very much the opposite.
Well,
where
it's a mind.
based-
It's a mind teaching of the
yeah,
mind.
but it's
so
it's definitely teaching. It's based on the mind.
yeah. That's what I
In
mean.
Buddhism, they would say that the mind and the ego are very different things.
Really?
Yeah, but that you're right. It is based on
Oh my God.
most Buddhism is based on the personal experience of yourself. Not only that, but that you approach
Self-reflection.
you approach Buddhism from the place of saying, I am a sentient being, and I want to help other sentient beings. And Taoism is a little bit like that too. It
They're
also
more like a
comes.
natural, like integrated with the flow kind of guys. I assume, like
Yeah.
more like a nature.
Well,
So nature is a god basically. Nature is everywhere.
yeah, and the Tao, everything emanates from the Tao.
Yeah. So they have a concept of creator and creation, but Buddhists no. I'm wondering how they got split, and or how they got like.
I really don't know a lot about the history of Taoism. I know more about the history of Buddhism, but Taoism.
Taoism was original Chinese religion, right? And then Buddhism came.
Yeah, it predated Buddhism in China.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of more like a shamanic teaching or something.
No, it's
Folk shamanic
I would
traditional.
say sort of in between like an animist, shamanistic,
Yeah,
and then no, there's a level of refinement that happens with Taoism, bringing it away from just folk tradition.
yeah, I see.
12 hours later.
Dude, so excited.
Nice. What are
I
you
discovered
excited
Xiu Cai. Ever heard of Xiu Cai? It's a very secret Chinese system of numerology.
about?
Incredible, blowing my mind, man.
What?
I read a lot about you too.
Give me a taste.
Taste like they talk about numbers, how they affect and how best numbers to connect with.
Sure,
and
that's what all numerology
how to choose
is.
cars, number like.
What's the principles? What's it's all based on numbers, but what is
Based
it?
on numbers,
How do
the
they tie
principles,
it together?
they're all tied together. Like I compared to different numerologists before. I heard before it's a different meaning, but they're way more exact. They describe like numbers and combine numbers like in such a specific way that it's very exact. Like it matches completely. And I read
Nice.
about you very shortly, like because you're born on 30, August 30. I read that you are born. Yes. Oh, we don't have that.
I don't have the
You are
other kind.
teacher of the gods, basically a guru, and the only way for you to get fulfilled in life it's through the teaching people something.
That makes sense.
But also
That
because
is my experience in life. Is like I always feel
that's when you feel fulfilled.
I love to do things. I love to make things, but even more, I love to teach people how to make things, teach people how to do things, teach people how to appreciate things. Even
Yes, and but the problem with your number is because after 3 you have a 0, so you constantly self-canceling all your life. That's what you meant. Probably you never finish what you started because
yeah.
as soon as you have 0 in the end, it means you are restarting constantly your life over and over and over and over and over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree. I can.
But I read very
see that
shortly.
in my life.
Very shortly I read about you, but it's very so 3 basically it's education and analysis. It's very analytical and educational, and the most happy you will
Well,
be.
let's break this down.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. This is me being analytical about the analytical about
And
the analytical.
the fastest way for you to be happy is to be a teacher, like they
great.
call teacher of the gods, basically.
What is the slowest way for me to be happy?
Probably do things instead of teach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going to do that because I don't want to do anything fast because then my purpose will be fulfilled. And
And
I'm
then you
gonna,
get bored again.
No, I'm going to die at that point.
No, you're gonna cancel yourself again.
Yeah, well, that's probably why.
0.
Zeros. Zero hero.
Yeah, it's your curse and your blessing at the same time. So for you, it's very important. It's planning. Planning is number 1 for you to achieve everything. And I'm number 4. I'm a master of planning.
Excellent.
So that's why we're so like connected. I'm a plan everything.
That's why it bothers you when I show up late.
Oh my God! Don't go there. It makes me. I go to dark space. When I
know.
think about
Yeah, I
it.
know you do.
Dude. So, I was thinking about the board, LED board on the back of the car that you can put text in it, like LED,
Yeah.
and it can talk with the people behind you.
Yeah.
Call them names and stuff.
Uh-huh.
When you're driving, they're like, "I'm up,
I love you."
No, I love you. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, asshole?
Free to bed.
Turning left,
Yeah.
please.
To whom it may concern,
But it's gotta be voice
I
control.
shall soon be turning to the direction of left. But by the time you like post all of that and read it, you already like took a super fast like.
It's gotta be
U-turn.
voice control. So you talk to your phone and it shows in the back of your car. Beep, beep, beep. Or like hearts and stuff like this.
I would have one that instantly it's like translating it as well because you don't know if they speak English. So it's like translating it into like Spanish, French, Chinese, Russian.
But then it's gotta read the plate behind you and see who owner what's the native language of the owner.
Oh, to actually
and then
look
it's
'em
gonna
up?
change
Yeah.
the like
I think we
Like
can do one better. We do facial recognition.
maybe signs.
Facial recognition. And we're like, there's an AI and there's like, it looks like a Chinese guy. Bing! Sing sha kwa xin
What
wei.
if he Vietnamese or from Laos or like something?
We have to take this this
Seriously?
risk. No, we have to take this risk.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You're so risky, man. Oh my god. Dude. Yes. So another idea I came up. I know I create a lot of ideas, as you know, and another idea it's behavioral change birthday gifts.
Behavioral change birthday gift.
Yeah, so when you have a birthday and like people bring you gifts,
Yeah.
you always tell them instead of bringing me some material gift, just change your behavior on this particular thing that I don't like.
They change their behavior
So
as
it's like
a gift to you.
Yes.
Wow. So, like for example, for you, I know you really value punctuality, right?
It's the first step to be a man. Yeah.
So,
it's a baby step from teenager to the man.
Interesting. It's
Yeah.
an interesting take. Some would say the other way, though.
For a man, I mean.
Some would say the other way, because like teenagers obsessed with instant gratification, whereas like maturity brings the ability to delay gratification.
But it's a sign of responsibility. So
Yeah,
as soon as you become responsible,
only in
you
certain-
become long time.
Only in
It
certain
means
cultures.
you're keeping your word. It
In other
means you're a
cultures,
man.
like for example, in the Hawaiian culture, a sign of maturity would also be like patience. And patience is not like this is going to happen on this day at this time. It's like, oh, I'm going to come over and we're going to go fishing, and the guy doesn't tell you when or even what day, and you just know it's up to me to be patient. Maybe he'll come today, maybe tomorrow, maybe even next week we'll go fishing. But it's like,
It's a good point. I'm
it's-
patient.
it's
I'm very
very-
patient with you.
No, you are,
didn't
you
see me
are.
impatient yet. But
I have seen you impatient yet, but no, I do think that you are a very patient person. The point is,
my
it's
point
cultural. It's cultural.
But my point is, it's about the keeping the word. So when you say something and you
like
keep
that?
the word,
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a sign of the man.
And also shows, like for me, I used to be really late all the time, like a half hour or an hour or whatever. You know?
How I'm trying to understand the process. How you think like in such a specific way? How it's even like acceptable or possible to do that?
Oh, like things get in the way. You go, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh shit, I forgot. I have my laundry in the washing machine. I can't leave for another 15 minutes, and then something else.
Oh, so previous promises interfere with your
or
current
certain
promises,
interruptions
later
in general,
promises.
you know, just or for example, lack of preparation, like, oh, I'm gonna leave at this time. Oh, where's my keys? Where's my wallet? Like these kind of things. And I think these are related to responsibility. I'm not making an excuse like, no, it's fine if you don't know where your keys are. No, it's more responsible, it's more mature if you do know where your keys are, if you do know where your wallet is, all the other things, right?
Yeah.
And then you see, the thing is, though, I used to be like that, like a lot worse in this way. I say worse, this is a value judgment, but I do think it is worse to show up late. But then, I tightened up on that a lot, and now I'm usually late like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like instead of an hour or something like that. And a lot of that was to do with, I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't want to disrespect people. To show up like, everyone's time is valuable. I'm going to imagine everyone's time is valuable. And also, I live in a society where we do value punctuality. I don't live in Hawaii, in the Hawaiian culture. I don't live in Tibet, where Tibet is also like that, where like people, when they say things, there's much less expectation of fulfillment in a specific date. Like they're like, hey, we should have dinner.
But they
You're
don't
like,
say exact time.
yeah,
or
and you
something.
say, they say like, hey, I'm gonna come to my house to have dinner. But a lot of it comes from you run into many obstacles in their environment. They live in like mountains. Like you're gonna literally walk down and then up another mountain.
So it's a
to go
culture
there.
tied to the environment, basically.
The-
Evolution of the
The cultural values evolved with the environment.
and the language too.
Right?
Yeah.
And language as well. In fact, language is a good one. I don't speak Tibetan or the Hawaiian language, so I can't talk about that. But in Spanish, the word like for now is like they don't really like. If you want to say right now, you have to be very
Ahora.
specific. No, ahora just means like of the hour, like soon, right? And if you say ahorita, that's like little ahora, right? Which is more specific, like ahorita, ahorita, but it means like in a little bit. So like if I say to my girlfriend, like, hey, do you want this? Like, do you want a cup of coffee? And she says ahorita. It means like, yeah, like hold on, like in a bit.
Ahorita or ahorito?
Uh,
Ahorito is masculine, ahorita is feminine.
Yeah, but ahora is already feminine. There's no ahorro. That's not a thing.
That's strange.
So you always make no. It just means like your face is always feminine for some reason. It's la cara, and your little face.
La carita.
La carita. Yeah. See, it's like a cute way of
They
saying.
have
your
some in
little face,
Estonian
right?
too.
But anyway, it always is. Even if you're a man, your face is cara,
Yeah.
and the bed is kama.
Cara with C?
Cara.
With
and
C?
Kama. Yeah.
Oh, so Cara orange is the face orange?
Yeah, I guess so. I never
Wow.
thought of that one.
Cara.
Yeah. And la camita, the little bed. So you might say for like your baby's like crib or something, la camita.
Oh, back to Alcamita.
Anyway, the point is, if you want to say like right now in Spanish,
Yeah.
you have to say ahorita misma, like the same little bit, like if you're-
Misma means
misma or mismo.
exactly now.
It means the same.
Mismo bitch.
Yeah. La momento mismo, the same moment. So it's actually, whereas if we say now in English, we mean now, like right now, right? Unless you say, obviously in certain contexts that could be different. But for the most part, you're like, when do you want to eat? Now.
Nauita.
Yeah. We're like, well, when do I have to pay for this product? Well, you have to pay for it now. If you want to buy it, you have to pay for it now. And so these are actually just like cultural expectations, which then get played out in the language. And when does that get you in trouble? When you go to a like Spanish-speaking country, and you want someone to come work on your house, and they're like, when can you work on it? And they're like, ahorita. And you're like, oh, cool, this guy's like gonna start work immediately.
Kind of.
And
yeah.
then, actually, like in a bit. Actually, I gotta finish something else. And then becomes like luego, mañana, whatever.
So mañanita gonna be
Mañanita.
mañanita.
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
Some tomorrow.
Maybe like little tomorrow. I don't know what that means.
Ah.
But agüita is like my little water.
Agüita.
¿Dónde está mi agüita? It's my little water.
They
like
you
my
say
cup
qua,
of water.
aquaita. They say agüita.
Agüita, yeah.
Huh.
You don't. It's not aqua in Spanish. It's agua.
Agua.
It's
So
softer.
agüita.
It's with a G.
What?
Agua.
Who's the aqua? Aqua is from where?
Italy, I think.
Aqua.
Yeah. So it's It's more the
I
Latin.
was excited to find out the. When you split in national language, when you split like a word on parts, you can find out where which part came from originally. So, and I realized that word that means happiness, счастье. It actually means means with, час means hour, and tie is kind of action basically. So it means happiness.
Or together action.
It means to be in harmony with time. That's what it means. Счастье, happiness.
Cheers.
That's where it came from. Being in harmony with time. So as soon as you harmonize your time, you become happy.
There you go.
It's like I think it's the same concept in
Happiness
the
is
Tao
harmony.
too. Tao.
The Tao.
Yeah, natural like vibes. Natural vibes.
Natural.
And your mommy is mommy. Still mommy.
Gangnam Style. An eternity later. So I've been playing retro video games again.
What kind?
I get on my phone like an emulator, and so I've been playing like let's see,
It's
a few different ones.
Elite.
I played Metal Slug. You remember No, it's like the old arcade game.
Bruce Lee.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater
That's familiar, but it's kind of new. I thought you were talking
That's
doing
like
retro.
Yeah, that's like PlayStation 1.
Yeah, that's pretty new.
Um,
I'm thinking about old stuff. 1984 or something.
1980s stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Of that, the ones that I've been playing.
What I've been playing when I play on 1984 device. Yeah.
Yeah, Metal Slug is kind of like that, but let's see, Street Fighter 2.
Oh, my favorite game.
Yeah, love Street Fighter 2.
Ryu, you have zero chance.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, man, you gotta
Let's
come
do it.
over. You come over to my house. I'm
Let's
gonna
do it.
kick your ass at Street
Have you
Fighter
ever
2.
come across the game called I don't remember how it's called, but it's the only fighting game on Xbox platform, the first platform Xbox. And
What,
it's
Tekken, Soul Calibur?
Deathmatch,
Deathmatch?
something like that. It's a bunch of rappers pay for this game, so they copy the characters of the rappers, famous
It's got
house guys,
It's got
and they all in this game.
It's a
fight
video
each
game
other.
with like gangster rappers
Yes,
in it.
yeah, they fight each other. It's hysterical, bro, and it's such incredible kinetics there. The way they copy the movements of the fighters, it's not some kind of stuff, where you look like a robot and you move like a robot. There, the moves,
Yeah.
and the way they
It's a
make
lot
it,
more
it's
fluid
like,
and look-
wow, it's like real life. It like feels like, and all these connective combinations you can make with each other, like a weave,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a fight, and your opponent have no chance because
What's
this
it called?
weave.
Deathmatch?
I think it's called deathmatch. Something with like.
Dude, I gotta write this down because I'm gonna look this up
It's
later.
the best fighting game in my life I ever come across. I'm telling you, it's like
That
the
sounds
best of
amazing.
the best, and you can build the style of your fighter by applying different disciplines. So his style becomes totally unique, and the way he moves like no other players. It's so crazy. Customizing your movements of your player.
That is an interesting
It's like,
concept
whoa.
for a fighting game.
Yes. So what happens if you combine sumo and karate? That's what you get in this game. Or what happens if you combine box and judo? That's what's happened. And they change the moves every time you discipline them with different discipline. They change the way they move. It's like adaptive.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, too much about
No,
the games.
that's a cool game, man. I gotta look that up. It's
Something like it's Xbox One for sure. It was my favorite games of all times. I spent so much time on gaming. Oh my god, dude.
the craziest thing is now like the average smartphone is so powerful. It's like more powerful than one of those consoles. Like it's more powerful than the Xbox or
Yeah.
PlayStation or any of those when they came out, and it's way more powerful than like an NES or Atari or one of those.
Yeah.
And we have it all in our pocket, so it's like you could run any of those games.
Dude.
And they prevent it from us basically with laws. They're like, it's
I'm
illegal
feeling
to
controversial feeling about the games. From one side, like if the game makes you excited and makes you better in some way, teaches you something, I'm for it. But on the other side, if you just take your attention from reality of your life and put it in the game, invest all your attention and power of your intent and look
that. Yeah.
into the game, so it's kind of you don't really investing into
Yeah.
your own life in the real game. like
Is
here.
gaming a waste of time?
Yes, so it's a
good
very
topic.
it's a very perfect balance should be there, because I realize with age that some games really teach you something like important skill, like sometimes, especially, and I learned that you remember better when you play.
Yeah.
Then you learn better.
Yeah, of
because
course.
these hormones.
Yeah, better hand-eye. There's people with better hand-eye coordination.
So I see the value
and-
behind that, but in other sense, like people just lose their lives completely to the game. I guess it's same like with addiction. It's same principle. You're lacking something, you feel the void with whatever. And if you feel this way with game, you're just always going to be playing all the
But
time.
that's the same with anything.
Yeah, it
right?
looks like, yeah,
could
seems
be,
like.
could be alcohol or drugs or it
Seems
could
like
be,
so.
could be
Game
work. Could be sex. Could be anything.
seems like, but game seems like basic principle of game is not bad. but the way
Exactly.
humans use it is
It's not
good.
fundamentally bad.
No, no.
But of course, anything that you have find pleasurable, you could unfortunately abuse this and make it fundamentally
Yeah, so it's all a human factor. It's all about humans. Yeah, you're right.
make it pathological. Right?
Pathological. So you saying humans are pathological? We are pathological
We can be.
altruists.
We unplugged from the world, and we're going down. It's time to end this
Okay, au revoir.
Et voilà. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I said the first one.
And today, we gather here tonight to say goodbye to all our people on many languages. Oh my God.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen.
Adios.
Hanyuneri kasayo.
Spochem.
Sayonara.
Do svidania.
No, do widzenia.
Do widzenia.
Do widzenia. Zajgin. Do swidania.
Do svidania. I read the wrong one.
Masalamata.
Salamatinga.
Agur.
Alvida.
Do widzenia.
Bayartai.
Tamiet.
Huvasti.
Huvasti. Adieu.
Gule gule.
Gule gule. Aloha.
Aloha.
I like how you do it like aloha last. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
we always end on aloha, my friend.
Aloha.